We are 11 days away from the Steelers' first preseason game against Detroit in the 2010 preseason. I'm Justin LeBar here alongside Steeler columnist John Harris. John, not much going on here at training camp besides the rain, but there was a small move as the Steelers acquired fullback Dwayne Wright off of waivers. Dwayne was over in the Philadelphia camp. Some confusion whether or not he's a fullback, whether he's a running back, so we caught up with him to find out.
I can do everything, but I'm more of a running back. But when my time is called to block, I'll block. And I'll take you out if I'm running the ball. So, you know, I have everything. I have the speed, I can catch, I can block. And I just like to win. I love to have fun, and I love to be a competitor.
So Wright, very confident in what he can do. He was drafted by the Buffalo Bills, the team that new offensive line coach for the Steelers, Sean Kugler, was formerly at. And Kugler has a first-round draft pick, Maurkice Pouncey, to work with. And we called up Pouncey, who has had a little bit of injuries to start off, but he says he's feeling okay.
I was definitely there mentally. I watched every snap. I was in a film room going through all the plays and stuff, so the only thing I missed was a little pounding on the body. I feel great right now. So hopefully that stays coming along and we'll go from there. I don't want to miss anyone. I'm not the guy that sits out of practice. I want to practice and get better. More physical. I mean, everybody's great. You're not going against scout team players here. You're going against the guys that are in the NFL. It's getting a lot better as days go on, but it is a lot different.
So all is good with the first-round pick. And, John, let's talk about Pouncey because really first-round picks, since Heath Miller, we have not seen a first-round pick that has come right in and started and got to make an immediate impact. What is your take so far getting to watch the first-round pick?
I mean, he's going to be a player. Got a little late start, signed a little bit late. He's an offensive lineman. It's intricate blocking schemes. It's going to take a little time, but just looking at this guy, powerfully built. He's not built like an offensive lineman. He's built like a linebacker. You know, wanted to play running back in the day. Talking to Tom Shaw, conditioning coach down in Florida, that's what he wanted to do. Great shape. Just going to have to learn the system, get comfortable in the blocking schemes. He was working on that today because he had missed the last couple of days with a hamstring.
Now, it's interesting with the blocking scheme. You can check it out tomorrow in Wednesday's edition of the Pittsburgh Tribune Review, or you can read it on triblive.com. Mark Caboli doing a piece on the offensive line, how things are changing. Larry Zerline was the offensive coach last year. He's no longer with the team, and there's apparently some change going on with the offensive line. Have you noticed anything, really?
Oh, definitely. A lot of grunt work out there, a more aggressive approach. You're just looking at Sean Kugler. I mean, he looks like an offensive lineman who wants to go out there and hit somebody every day at practice.
Right.
And he's trying to instill that mentality in the players. More aggressive, especially in the run game, which is what everybody wants to improve.
Right. And it does seem like a lot more grunt work. And he's much more animated than Coach Zerline was. Nothing against Coach Larry Zerline, but he's much more animated, very powerful, in your face, kind of pumping up the team. So that's that. Anything else going on at camp that you've noticed? I mean, it's still the same, Leftwich, Ben in terms of rotating the reps, Dixon with the second team, Mendenhall's out there looking okay. Troy's out there. Troy Polamalu out there. He's moving around for about as good as you can expect him to do in training camp. Be interested to see how his injuries, hopefully they stay away for him.
I think going back to the quarterback there, I guess you could talk about that every day.
Yeah.
I think next week as we approach that first preseason game, we're going to see how those reps are distributed next week. And if it's going to be the same or if it's going to be more along the lines of what's going to happen in the game. Is Dixon going to start getting more reps? Along with Leftwich, will Ben get fewer reps? This week, I think it's just filling out. They want to make sure they get Ben some reps. I think next week, for sure, maybe towards the end of this week, we're going to see a more of what's actually going to happen in that first preseason game, next weich.
John, real quick before we head out, Scott and I talked a little bit yesterday about the quarterback situation, about how they said there's going to be a competition between, Leftwich and Dixon. And so far, it seems like Leftwich is really getting the focus. Do you think there is any chance, depending on how Dixon performs in these preseason games and how Leftwich performs, is there any chance that Dixon could move himself as being the front runner, or do you think they have their mind set on Leftwich?
No, I think that's where we're going to see it. I mean, I think the reps, we've kind of beaten that to death now. Who gets the most reps? I think in the games, given the opportunity to make plays against another team, that's what we're going to see. Because if Dennis Dixon is going to make a move, the coaching staff is going to want to see it happen in live action. How will he respond to another team? How will he respond under pressure? The pressure of not only playing in the game, but knowing that maybe a starting job is hinging on the outcome. So if there's a chance for a change, if there's a chance that Dennis Dixon is going to start, I think we're going to see that more out of how he plays in the preseason games.
Right. Of course, that first preseason game, as we said, 11 days away from today, Tuesday. But every day up until the game, we will have eyes, cameras, reporters, everything on training camp to let you know the very latest on your Pittsburgh Steelers in the 2010 preseason as they get ready for what's going to be a very interesting season coming up. That's going to do it. Be sure you check out everybody's work in the Pittsburgh Tribune-Review, and of course you can pick up a copy at your newsstand, read it on triblive.com, watch the videos, look at the pictures. We are Trib Total Media, everything for you. He's John Harris. I'm Justin LeBar.